How do I get rid of this stuff? Here we go. Man, I'm not very good at operating all this stuff, you know.
All good, Todd. All good. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll be glad. I'll be glad when the our fearless leader gets back in here and starts running this show, man.
I mean, I would have logged in, but I can't. My government computer won't let me go on StreamYard.
That's all right. We're all good. Well, welcome everyone to our live stream tonight. Looks like we've got a couple on here so far. Hopefully, we'll have a few more pop on. We got three on here. If you there, leave us a comment. Let us know that you're on here watching. We've got some special guests on with us tonight, and we will present them in just a minute. We're pretty excited to have them on here. They'll hopefully be able to give us some little insight on the waters that we're going to be fishing next weekend. So, Sean,
Yeah,
you got anything you want to talk about before we get rolling with this thing?
no, just really looking forward. What is it? The 20th Saturday for our next open.
Next Saturday is our open. It's on Headwaters and StickMarsh.
Yeah,
Question is, which one's going to produce the most, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't fully committed to the idea of driving to Florida, so I'm probably going to sit this one out and wait a few weeks before I drive back down. So,
I don't believe you.
Looking forward to seeing people get out there and catch them. Should be good. They're starting to transition here. I don't know about Florida because we're starting to get some cooler nights, and they're starting to school pretty good up here.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't have a clue because I haven't been able to get out on the water since Griffin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
David Myers wanted to know if you're coming down for the open. It doesn't sound like it. You just answered it.
Yeah, not 100% sure, Dave. Not 100%. I really want to because I love the lake we're fishing, but got a lot of going on at work right now. So.
Yeah, what's going on, Noble? How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you on here. Well, let's just go ahead and get rolling with this thing, and let's introduce our guest that we've got tonight. We've had these two on here before. They are, great friends of our show, and we really like talking to them and having them. We got to see them here at ICAST a few months ago. It was awesome. Love watching their videos, and we're going to go ahead and bring you guys to the stage. We've got Dave Ellis and Dan Han from Hooked on Headwaters, or I guess I should say now Beyond Headwaters. Which do y'all go by now, guys?
Beyond Headwaters.
Beyond Headwaters. All right. That's what I thought, but y'all did Hooked on Headwaters for so long. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I figure I'd use both.
Yeah. We try and transition over to bringing more content, more saltwater, more kayak fishing. We're going beyond the Headwaters content.
Excellent. Well, I'm watching a lot of your videos here lately, so I know you and I talked a little bit, Dave. Yep. Whenever you did your little tournament yourself out there, which was good. That was a good one. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I said if I was judging, I would have had to do a couple of them. But then again, you made up the rules so you could put the fish on there, right? We will have to correct that for this coming tournament, coming up.
Absolutely.
So I will say I did go back and I watched these videos the other night. I was going through there and pulled up some where y'all were navigating headwaters.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty good. So, Mr. Dan, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Doing very well. Doing good. Well. I think the last one I watched, the other day I watched, you were talking about rigging a Cinco, I believe.
Yes, sir. We did a short on the Cinco, and just simple. That's the same thing that everybody, not everybody, I guess, but most everybody knows how to do, except for new fishermen.
Exactly. So have y'all been on Headwaters much lately?
I was out yesterday, and I was out a bit Dave and I were out last week. We're coming out of that summertime, the doldrums where it's super hot, at least right now. The weather's been a little bit cooler. So, and when I say cooler, at least it's not in the 90s. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not as hot as it was a month ago.
I was watching one thing, I guess it was yesterday maybe, and they said the water temperatures have actually kind of got below 90 a little bit.
Yes, sir. When I left yesterday, I was about 86 to 87, depending on where I am, and how clean or clean that water is. The temperature would vary a little bit, but I think we started about 83 in the morning, and then it crept up as we went through the day. I was there till I left the boat ramp about 1:30. We started daylight and stayed till 1:30. So
nice. And Dave, I saw one that you put out. Was it the St. John's water management? They got down in there and they cleared some of that for the kayak launch up.
Yeah, that was a while ago. As you know, that kayak launch is, it's a crapshoot. That corner, that northwest corner, it's a crapshoot. It could be an opening. It could not be. That opening can also close up on you while you're out. So you need to be careful about that. Those floating islands, when shifts, it can push. It's the northwest corner. So when we get that northeast easterly wind, it all gets shoved in there. Sadly, St. John Water Management does not, unfortunately, they don't really maintain it. Be nice to see them kind of clear that out. They've got this machine. I've seen it down in the Headwaters Canal. They've got this machine that kind of rakes things up and pushes it out. But I haven't seen it used there recently.
Yeah. Now a lot of the floating islands, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dan.
But a lot of the floating islands they cleared out about a year ago. So most of them came from the northeastern side of the lake, and when we'd have the big storm, in the winter months, if you want to call it winter in Florida, we get that northerly winds that blow down, and eventually it would somehow make its way across the S Canal, and then over, if it made it that far, then over into the northwestern quadrant of the lake. And then if you get a day with a south breeze that blows any southerly winds, like Dave was saying, it'll blow it and pack it in that corner. But a lot of that stuff is gone now. But as you all know, Florida, the vegetation grows so quickly that, you go out there 1 week and then 2-3 weeks later, whether it be blowing around or growing with a water hyacinth, then you have more vegetation. But Dave's right; it could change from day to day.
Yeah.
But
So for what was it? 3 weeks ago, I shot the video. I got the 5 fish challenge. Yep. I was there last Saturday, and the spot I had launched from was closed up. So I had to go travel another, I say 75, 50 yards. So for those who aren't familiar, for the Headwaters supposedly kayak launch, which is a northwest corner, you park up on the parking lot, the StickMarsh parking lot. There's a hill you need to haul all your stuff down this hill and to find an opening on the left side of the lake. That can be challenging at times, as those openings are frequently that corner gets bogged in with all this floating vegetation.
Yeah, kind of my recommendation for those that haven't fished headwaters at all, that are new coming in to fish this open, is like I know generally what we do is we walk down the levee and we walk down the hill and find the best entry point. Because a lot of times, like he said, it's either choked out or the water's down and it's a little bit too muddy. You just walk down the road a little bit and then slide your kayak down where the entry point is, so you're not dragging across the flat spot. It's easy to just drag it down the hill. Yeah. And there's the anglers within the club, and generally everybody's pretty kind, and we all help each other because our kayaks have only gotten heavier and bigger. Yeah. So we're all out there constantly helping each other drag it. Yeah, just walk down the levee as far as you have to, and then shoot your kayak down over the hill. I take mine off the wheels and just slide it down. It's a whole lot better because I hate wheels, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
So that's kind of my recommendation. And like I said, people are always willing to help. We all help each other down there
That's good.
to get into the lake.
The challenge is after a long, hard day of fishing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're hauling uphill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Sean, you got even a heavier kayak now.
Yeah, I'm strictly boat ramp these days.
Yeah.
Trailer and boat ramp. No, we I don't know if you guys are tracking, but we kind of adjust our rules coming into this year where we allow 2 motors now. You're allowed to stern mount like an NK or Torpedo electric motor. So there's a few. I don't know how many are coming into the year. I know there's a few of us already that are running an NK 180 or 300 on the back and a bow mount troll motor on the front. I don't know if you saw the Bonafide XDR. I think me and Mitchell are running. There's one other person that fished open last event, and I think she just fished a Bass Nation Championship. She's running XDR. And I think empty it's like 160, 170 pounds off the top of my head. So it's a big, heavy kayak. So it's not fun moving around by hand. So definitely a trailer only. I think Dave, you fish out of a PA, correct?
No, I do. I have a 120 PDL.
Oh, 120 PDL? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With an
Still
NK
not fun to
180.
move.
Yeah.
You got the Inco.
I got the
got
pedal
the
drive
180.
and the motor in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely spoiled with 2 motors. Some of us, even having one makes you spoiled. So,
Absolutely. Well, I've got 2 now. So,
how's the lake looking? I think last time I was out there, the grass wasn't so high. I mean, it's been, I don't know, I haven't been out there since May. I think May was the last time I fished headwaters. But how's the lake looking?
So the grass question is a interesting question. I'll try not to complain because I don't know all the facts, but over the past 2 years, things have changed a lot.
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
I really, I suspect that it's the kind of chemical they're using, because in years past, I've been fishing since the late '90s, like serious bass fishing, and they'd come in and spray hyacinth, and the hyacinth would die, but it wouldn't seem to always kill the hydrilla. And now a lot of times they'll spray the hyacinth and the hydrilla is dead. So with that in mind, the lake seems to be changing a lot, but different than what I've experienced in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I was, stuff that I don't know how far most of your guys are going to go. So, I was all the way at the very southern end of the lake yesterday. So that would be kind of hard to fish a tournament way down there. But like North Pit yesterday, it has a green color to the water, like an algae green, but it still looks somewhat clear. Now, I didn't fish it, but the water still looks somewhat clear, but it had a green algae color. Now, right over in the S Canal, it's interesting. It's just regular lake water, clear, no algae. Then when you go west of the S Canal, you start getting that greenish yellow tint to it that's always been in that northwestern section of the lake. Grass-wise, the grass is not as thick and high as I normally see it this time of year. Now, I didn't. If you're saying you're coming down the S Canal and your first turnout to those, and I'm not talking the little bay right up front. I'm talking to the turnout to the east. It's about, what is that, Dave? About 2.5 miles?
It's like 2.25.
Yeah. Okay. So 2.25. You turn out there. Now, I didn't run through there. I ran around through the S Canal, but it does not appear that is topped out.
Yeah.
So again, I didn't run through there, but there's always ways to move about that area, because that used to be an old orange grove, and there's
For sure.
deeper areas and whatnot. I haven't fished. Most of my fishing lately, not all, but most, has been south of the east-west canal.
Okay.
I know Dave was up, like he was saying earlier, up on the northwest corner. So he's got a better eye on that. Now, I did go a couple weeks ago. I took that center ditch. I don't know if from the flagpole, I went straight north.
Yep.
And once you get further north, the grass does get really thick, but it starts to get nice and clear. But in a lot of those areas, the grass is topped out, except for your canals and ditches.
Mm-hmm.
I heard, I don't know how true it is, because, not everything is true on the internet, but I heard that StickMarsh has some hydrilla growing, or some grass or hydrilla growing out in it, out in the middle there now.
To be honest, I hadn't been over there in a while, so I don't know. I was going to go 2 weeks ago, and a trip got canceled. So I don't know about that, the hydrilla on StickMarsh. Dave, have you been over there?
No, I talked to a fellow that was out there that day. They were pumping water out would be the south. What is that? West
Southeast corner.
Southeast corner. They're pumping water, and there were a lot of boats there. And they were catching some fish.
Yeah.
It was good. Almost.
I heard they were running a lot of water too.
10 feet of each other. It's like tarpon fishing on Punta Gorda.
If you're not the first or second boat there, usually it's hard to catch fish. It's hard to get boat position. And, with a kayak, trying to get there first, that's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
But you can stack them up there this time of year if you hit it right.
Especially when they open those gates.
Yeah, if the water's flowing, I've had some really good days, really good days there in the past. But it's just a long way to go. I'd say that's probably, what do you think, Dave? 3.5, 4 miles.
That's 3 miles. It's 3 miles. Yeah, maybe a little past 3 miles.
Yeah, I know headwaters changes. It seems like every time I'm there, there's a new route opened up. Grass is in a different location. I've seen it change like week by week out there. So
the West Bank where I fished last time, it's got that deep canal running south. But then the grass is just topped out all over as soon as you hit the Indian Mound.
Yep.
So you are not going to get around that Indian Mound with any motor or pedal. You're gonna have to hoof it with paddle if you want to go up and around it.
Yeah. Well, but once you get around it, you can, if you circle back around that Indian Mound and go back to the west, then you're back in that same canal. That canal continues all the way down, basically to where the StickMarsh spillway is.
Yep.
For Farm 13 all the way down. So you got a lot of water to fish there.
Yeah.
But, and that, that's one thing about that section of the lake, that northwestern rectangle of the lake. To me, it's one of the more consistent areas, as in vegetation. It seems to stay not the same all the time, but much of the same throughout the year. The grass will die back once it gets really cold, but then this time of year, it's pretty consistent. It's been pretty consistent every year.
And speaking of the north end of the lake, I forward this to Todd. Hunting season, duck hunting season, opening day or first day is that Saturday, September 20th.
Yeah,
so
the teal season.
The teal season, and they will be mostly in that north part of the lake.
Mm-hmm. Are they still restricted to that northwest quadrant, or are they allowed to push further south?
No, they can only go to the east-west canal. It's as far south as they can go, and they must hunt west of the S Canal.
Got it.
But most of those guys, usually you can see them. They're usually going to be around some kind of taller emergent vegetation like cattails. Mm-hmm. Some of them will set up out in the middle and set up a blind, and you can kind of look at them. Hopefully they're nice and wave at you. I had a guy a few years ago. I run up there, nobody around. I mean, for hundreds of yards, there's nobody there. And I hear somebody yell, "Hey!" And there's a boat about 300 or 400 yards away. And I was like, "Man, it sounds really traveling good today." And we just kept fishing. And all of a sudden, the guy sits up. He's like, I don't know, 50, 60 yards away. There was some pencil grass that was probably 16 inches tall. Evidently, he was in some kind of a pirogue or a kayak, and he was laying down, and he sat up and starts yelling at me. I'm like, "Dude, you're hiding in the bushes. I can't see you, brother.
Yeah,
I mean, it was.
Yeah, I think it was Todd. Was it Chris Blanco that rolled up on? Didn't even see him. He had like palms over top of his like little boat, tucked in some grass, and he like the hunter had to sit up and be like, "Hey, I'm hunting right here." And Chris Blanco didn't even see him. I'm pretty sure it was Blanco, but yeah, it's kind of same instances. We had a few people running the hunters and didn't even realize they were there. So yeah, I know generally they're tucked further up in the northwest side. So
Yeah.
Rizzy said the same here. He got
oh yeah.
spotlighted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've had any negative interactions. I mean, we've always interacted with those guys, the hunters up there, and they've let us know where they're at. And, we kind of just meandered away from it because those guys are out there pretty quick. Seems like they're all out by like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and heading back home.
Yeah, you know, us powerboat guys, we can roll up on a fella pretty quick compared to kayak guys. So we don't have as much lead time to say, hey, there's somebody there. Usually they're standing up waving, or if it's early in the morning, they'll shine a flashlight at us, and if we're kind, we'll turn off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the kayaks, it's much quieter and it's not as intrusive, I think, as a powerboat.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes. Speaking of power boats, one thing I guess to be on the safe side of things is, whenever you're going through the canals and stuff, watch out for the power boats. They're not supposed to be speeding down through there, but we've all heard some pretty horror stories about there's a few people that like to fly down through there. They like to fly around the corners and just be very, very careful on those corners because the grass sticking up reeds and stuff. In the kayak, you can be hidden. So that is one reason why we like, we run the flags. I mean, the higher the better, but anything we can do to be seen.
Dave has a flag on his rig that he showed me the other day. That's Dave. You had a comment from an airboat guy over on Garcia's. He was like, man, I really appreciate you. I'll let Dave tell you.
Yeah, I took what I did is I took an old fishing rod, took the guides off, and so it was like 7.5 feet, and I stuck a flag at the end. So and I went out to Garcia, and the guy on the airboat was able to see me from over the grass. He was very appreciative, and at the end of the day, I was back at the boat launch at the boat ramp, and he came over. Hey, dude, appreciate you putting the flag up so high. We were able to see you from a distance, and it's all good. So, certainly be mindful of that. Fly that flag. Wear high vis hat, vest, clothing, and as Todd said. Some of those, it's a 25 mile an hour limit in that canal, right? It's 25, but
well, actually, it was the whole lake.
The whole lake, but you'll see some guys do not respect the 25 mile an hour, and they will zip by you. And I try to just wave them on. Some guys they try to stop, and they'd be nice. They try to stop, but as you know, when they stop, that big wake comes at you. So I kind of just wave them on, just go. If they just fly by me, normally you're good. You can ride out the wave. The wake is much smaller. You can ride that out easily.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I know me and a couple of guys I fish with all the time down there. We try and wave them on through the canal and just go 25.
Right.
But if you don't feel comfortable, if you decide to go down the S Canal, like you can turn your nose into the wake and let them pass by, eat the wake, and then turn off and keep on going down the S Canal. And I was going to caveat off what Todd was saying, like the cut throughs, like we were talking about the cut through out of the S Canal about 2.25 miles down.
Mm-hmm.
Try and avoid sitting in the middle of those. If you do hear a boat coming, go ahead and move out of it. If you obviously can't fish the S Canal, I know somebody fished just outside of it, either east or west. And just be careful on those. And I don't know if you guys want to highlight for people who may have not ever been on headwaters, but where you're allowed to fish and where you're not allowed to fish.
Okay. So you can fish in the basin right there at the boat ramp. The S Canal, or the whole lake, the S Canal is the only place that's off limits that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And then over by the
real quick for those that's never fished it, what is the S Canal?
So it's the main canal leading south from the main powerboat boat ramp. It's that straight canal. You're not supposed to fish in there. It's supposed to mean it's only meant for boat traffic.
And it's only about, what you say, maybe 50 feet wide, 60 feet wide? What do you think?
Maybe, yeah, you can have two boats, two powerboats can
Yeah,
pass
so
pretty easily with plenty of room.
we're not talking big canal here. It is
Yeah, well, it's a little bit narrow now just because the hydraulic is kind of grown in on the
Right.
sides, but it's safe and doable. One thing, if we'll backtrack just a little bit, from a powerboater's perspective, when certain times of year when it starts getting cool, we get a lot of guys with kayaks, and they'll be southbound in the S Canal. And unless the guy waves me on the kayak, I will not run by him. But for me to pass a guy that's got a powered kayak, those things are getting so fast. I actually have to plow, like to get past him. I actually have to make the boat plow. So I'm throwing this huge weight, and I try to avoid that. So if that happens with you guys, and you see guys trying to get by you, and sometimes, especially in the busy season, it shouldn't be too bad in September, except for duck season. But if you slow down for 30 seconds, the guy get past you, jump on plane and go. Otherwise, we have to really, really plow just to have enough speed to get past you because the kayaks are getting so fast. It makes it tough, and we don't want to swamp it.
That would be Sean's kayak.
Yeah. I was telling Dave the other day, man, once they make those things plain and get some speed, 10 knots, you can get somewhere then, buddy.
How fast can you go in your Sean? What, 6 or 7?
In the XTR, way down right now. I hit like 5.9 the other day, but in my Old Town Big Water, I can run like 6.8, 6.9, just under 7.
That's not bad.
With the NK 300. But no, it's not terrible. It's terrible. I was going to ask for the cut through by 3 fingers. From my understanding, generally they don't want you fishing in that lane going by 3 fingers. Is that a fair statement? Because I know that's a navigation spot that really narrows down. It's probably my recommendation is we've told people in the past when we fish there, don't fish in the lane that cuts down by 3 fingers going down into Egan.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. There used to be signs there. I don't know if there's a visible sign there anymore when it originally opened. And I know for sure one of the signs is completely gone and has been for at least 4 years. There's typically someone fishing there every day. There's a couple boats there yesterday.
Is the fisherman that took the sign down?
Sir?
I said, is it that fisherman is the one that took the sign down so he could fish there?
No, I don't think so. I actually think it was a giant floating island that just pushed it over. The last time I noticed the other sign that was there, it's leaning so far that you couldn't read it if you wanted to. You'd have to get right up on it and look at it.
Okay.
But it is a high traffic area. That everything from that point south can be a very high traffic area because it's the only way you can get to the south end.
Yep.
And I fish down that area quite a lot. There can be certain days that area there, I've spent an entire trip there and done very well. I haven't fished it recently, but I fished close to there yesterday and we did pretty well. Now I was on live bait, but there's usually some fish there all the time, and I think it's because it's kind of one of these areas where the fish can move in and out of that area if they decide they want to travel. If the fish move out of some of those deeper pits to the south of it, they've got to go through there if they want to go north.
Yeah.
So I think some fish can stack up there.
So speaking of launching and running, let's just run over real quick our launch time. So our launch time next Saturday is going to be at 6:30. So the gates open at what time roughly?
1 hour before sunrise.
Yeah.
1 hour before sunrise. So that should probably be 6 o'clock roughly.
I'll have to look at it. Yeah, I haven't looked at it to be honest with you, but that's about right because it's getting sunrise is about 6:45 here right now. 6:30, 6:45. I don't know what it is down in Florida. But
Around 7
we'll
o'clock or
we'll
so.
adjust off of that. But
Yeah. So the gate is typically, and I'm not trying to promote bad behavior. The gate, I've never seen the gate locked except when they were repaving the parking lot. So the gate's basically always open. But legally, you're not supposed to be in there.
Right.
I'm sorry?
You have to wait do you have to wait at the gate?
You're not supposed to be in that parking lot before 1 hour before sunrise.
Okay.
So, and you know, once you go put your kayak in there early in the morning, the mosquitoes will eat you up anyway. So,
yeah.
but it's a pretty quick launch there, I think, anyway.
What about the duck hunters? They still have to wait to launch at the same time,
Yes, sir.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I've done a bit of duck hunting. I really wish what the state would do would allow those guys an extra hour, maybe even 2 hours, if you're duck hunting, to go in early. Because that's part of the problem at the ramp. Sometimes the ramp, when the regular duck season is open, the ramp, it's all willy-nilly. Guys are parking their trucks and trailers with no rhyme or reason. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that they have so little time to get their rig in the water and get out there and get set up. Because the duck hunt starts before daylight. It's basically, they got to set up all the decoys. They got to camo their boat, so it's difficult on the guys. So I wish the state would do something about that. I doubt that they would, but it would really be good for those guys if they could get a couple hour head start. But it can get clogged up. I don't know about teal season. It may be busy, but I couldn't tell you for sure. I haven't seen a lot of teal out there lately, but I haven't been up on the north end much either. So
yeah. Well, I know our last tournament we had out there, it was duck season, and they were lined up down the road a ways. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one thing to keep in mind, you guys that are going to be fishing with us, is that you can't go in the parking lot at headwaters 1 hour before sunrise. Now, if you're fishing StickMarsh, you can park there anytime, day or night. And we go ahead and launch. Now, if you get in and you want to launch, we're saying you can't launch until 6:30, but you can go ahead and put your kayak in the water and make sure it's out of the way, and we can kind of hang out there in that open area until it's 6:30, time to go. Okay, so on headwaters. Same there on StickMarsh. You can put in. You just got to hang right there at the boat ramp until 6:30. You can actually leave it. Right. You can be in the water, but you just can't leave the boat ramp until 6:30. And then if you're doing the kayak launch before daylight, just be very cautious of where you're stepping going down through there. So let's see, David Myers said he found that sunrise for tournament day is listed at 7:10, which means you won't be able to get in the parking lot until 6:10.
Yeah. I last year, as I'm walking down the bank at the kayak launch, there's a big old gator right at the opening I was going to launch. So watch out for the big lizards and watch out. Step carefully and snakes. A lot of snakes in that area, on that hill.
Yeah. What was it, 2 years ago, Sean, that one of our guys was fishing a spinnerbait, and the gator decided to chase it and chase it all the way up. Usually they'll get close or see the kayak and then they'll just veer off or go down. This one kept wanting it and ran into his kayak and knocked him out of the kayak.
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah. He was standing. Yeah.
Oh.
He played Jesus and walked on water to get that kayak.
Yeah, I think he had a little tail smack to the leg as it swam off, but other than that, he was good. I'm sure he got in that kayak quick.
Yeah.
Then he had an inflatable and it blew up on him too, or something. I forget. That was a lot.
So keep in mind, I believe, I don't know if it's for non-residents, but Florida residents can open carry if they're in the process of fishing or hunting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go blast gators, but if I'm in the water with a gator, I'd really like to have a firearm in my hand. So, something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I think there's a fair amount of people that either conceal carry or carry. Period. However they carry it.
Yeah, yeah. Good. It's a good
Yeah.
good tool to have. I haven't had
Don't
any
leave home
real
without it.
problems with. Yeah, I haven't had any real problems with alligators. Much further south in the lake, I've had an instance once to where I actually got my pistol out of the hatch because I couldn't get this gator to leave me alone. Of course, I didn't shoot it, but he was typically it's a small gator that gets close to the boat, but normally a large gator will avoid you. This one was within 4 feet of my boat, and I couldn't seem to get him to run off. And I got my long pole. I tapped him with that, and he finally left. But that's the only time I've had a problem with a gator where I felt nervous, because an alligator, if he wanted to be in my boat, he could get in the boat very easily. But not to scare you kayak guys, but hey.
They could definitely get in ours pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been a Florida resident for maybe three years or so now. And luckily enough, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with them. The only ones I've ever had any issues with is either, say if I was pond fishing, or and they're just curious. They're just coming up to see what you're doing pretty much. But I don't like them coming up, or somebody's been feeding them.
Yeah,
or the other small ones. They for whatever reason they love the frogs and anything that you throw at them.
Yeah, I think they hunt by sight more than anything. Sight and movement. Bigger ones are a little bit different story.
Yeah.
So getting back to our launch times, so its launch time is 6:30. Lines in is 7:00. And then I know I need to go in here and I'm just looking at our Tourney X time because we changed it. We're going to make it a full day. So our actually lines out is 3:00, and the last photo submission is 3:30, I believe. I'm going to verify all of that just to make sure, and then we'll have our meet up right there at the little pavilions right there at StickMarsh, parking lot at 4:00, I believe, is what we have. I'll verify all this. I'll make sure it's corrected online here, and we will verify all of that for 100% in our captain's meeting on next Thursday. So if all of you that are watching this later on, that's not on here right now, be sure to join us next Thursday at 7:00 for our captain's meeting. And we're going to go over everything there. But, right now we're just going to do a little brief deal. Dave, I know you're brand new. You're going to be fishing it with us. We're happy to have you on here. Maybe we can get you at some other tournaments too. We'd love to have you at a few more. We're going to have some good ones this year. But our bump boards, our measuring boards, we use catch boards or the Yak Attack boards, right? The Yak Attack board, it has the mirror on the end, which is fine. The catch boards, we have to have a sticker or some kind of contrasting mark on the board. So whenever the fish's mouth is up against it, we can tell that it's touching. All right. I am testing the Bubba board that they're coming out with. So that will be the only one that I'll be using it, and that'd be the only other one it's not approved for everybody, but just for me. One is it's not out yet. We're testing it to see if there's anything good or bad with it, so that we can make any suggestions, help them to improve if possible, or make sure that it's good for our judges to be able to, before we actually go 100% approve it. We did that last year. We went ahead and off the recommendations of some other clubs and went ahead and approved one board. which is the Yak Attack leaderboard, which is orange, which is super, super hard to read, when you're judging. The gray ones, the other colors, they're perfectly fine. The orange one, for whatever reason, is absolutely a nightmare.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it's a combination of like glare and when we go to locations with like reduced cellular service, and we give on our last platform, it had the before we switched to Turning X, we had Fishing Chaos, and you could upload what's the proper terminology? Reduced
Low resolution.
Yeah, low resolution photo, and reading that orange leaderboard under a reduced resolution photo is like impossible. And we had to ask at the end of the tournament, we're like, hey, can you show us a photo in person to validate this? Because it was extremely difficult. But overall, Yak Tech leaderboard is great. What was Dave saying?
Well, I said, if you need to borrow a board, let us know. But I know you've got a catch board.
I got the catch board. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I was going to add, due to like looking at the sunrise sunset times, like 6:10, we may make some minor adjustments to the launch times, because that gives people 20 minutes to launch at the boat ramp. So we may push it right just a little bit to give some people more time if they're launching at the ramp to get in the water and get ready. But it's not going to be hugely to the right, probably 10 to 20 minutes. So we'll talk it offline, and we'll brief it during the captain's meeting next Thursday prior to the event, if we make any adjustments to the 6:10 or 6:30 launch time.
Yeah, I heard it hadn't been too awful busy down there.
Yeah, but like we were saying, the duck season's kicking off, so yeah.
It will be. I think it will be that day.
Hopefully it won't be too bad.
Yeah, so we'll talk it offline, and we'll let you guys know for sure, to give you a little bit more time versus 20 minutes to get ready. So that's an easy adjustment. It's an open. We try not to adjust our times too much, but for headwaters we generally have, just because very specifics on 1 hour prior, versus like most lakes we don't have any issues with getting at ramps and launching early. So
what I would love to do right now is have each one of you maybe start out with you, Dan, and you, Dave, or you, Dave, and you, Dan. Toss a coin. But tell us a little bit about your guide service and what you do.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I operate Living Waters Kayaking, so I take folks out kayak fishing, but mostly saltwater and some bass trips. And for the most part, I just share that experience. For a lot of folks, it's the first time kayak fishing, and they're just thrilled on that first catch, that first fish, big smile on their face, and I live for it. I had a couple of guys up from Indiana, and they caught some sail cats, and they were just thrilled and taking pictures. And okay, well, sail cats your thing. That's all right. And so I love sharing that experience. So that's what I do from part time.
So the name of my business is Fish Hand Guide Service, and I fish, of course, headwaters, StickMarsh, Lake Garcias, once in a while out to Blue Cypress. Now don't hold it against me, guys. I run a power boat. I've got a 21-foot Ranger, and I do anything live bait, fishing, artificial, even some fly fishing trips. So that's kind of my main deal. That's what my gig is, and mostly just all bass fishing. I used to guide in saltwater years ago, and I kind of got into the tournament thing and went all freshwater. But that's my spiel.
Well, Dan, we're going to have to get you in a kayak and get you back into the tournament thing.
But what you have to do first is help me to figure out how to get rid of some of my stuff, most of my stuff, because I probably got the heaviest boat on the water. Because I don't know. I think I've got 28 or 29 rods in the boat and all kinds of stuff.
But there's a lot of kayakers that will have close to 20 rods on their kayak.
Hey, really? That guy right there, Todd Quillen.
Yeah.
I'm downsizing, man. I'm downsizing.
I may have to get a second kayak. Are you allowed to tow one behind you?
We can make adjustments to the rules anytime.
There you go.
I don't judge the glitter rockets. I used to have one on my own, but I'm now addicted to kayak fishing. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how do they get up to you guys? Somebody wants to get a trip with you.
Go ahead, Dave.
You look me up at www.livingwaterskayaking.com. All my information is on there, and the Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
And
I got
they'll
the
get to
same.
meet you next weekend out there too. So they
Yeah,
can
there you go.
get you up there.
My website's fishhand.net. You can get all the information there. And of course, you can get both of our information on our Beyond Headwaters YouTube channel. We always keep our information on there for guys that need that.
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to their YouTube channel, reach out and do it. It's great. I've enjoyed it. I mean, when I first moved down here to Florida, that was one of the first channels that I started watching. Y'all had some other fellas on there back then, but now it's you guys. But I learned a lot. That was one of the ways that I started learning how to Florida fish a little bit. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're running up on our 7 or 8 o'clock hour almost. We're 10 minutes away. So I do appreciate you guys coming on board with us, having a little time. Any secrets that we need to know before next week that you want to share with?
Not that I'm sharing.
Typical tournament angler. Yeah, you need to fish over by the cave.
The cave.
The free limb tree. Yeah. Now, back when I fished a lot of tournaments, if I had nothing going, a lot of times I just pick up I just did a lot of pitching, flipping, and punching if available. If I've got nothing going, that's what I would normally do.
Yeah.
But this Florida fishing is kind of like any cast could be the cast. So fish hard all day.
Yeah.
If you're eating a sandwich, you better have a line in the water while you're doing it.
Hey, some of my best fish have come off whenever I got a backlash, and I'm sitting there picking it out in my line, and
So
that tells you something right there. You need to slow down.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on board tonight with us and sharing a little bit. Look forward to seeing you, Dave, next Saturday, and Dan, want to get you out there with us, man. We'd love to have you out there.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, give him a kayak and come on out this Saturday. It's an open site.
I've taken Dan out. There's if you're familiar with Lake Garcia, right to the left of the boat ramp, there is a small canal. It's really, really cool, pretty tight, kayak only, and a really, really beautiful, beautiful scenery back there. It's kind of narrow, some shallow spots, but really cool place. You want to try that out one day.
That area is called McCarty Block. It's on.
Yeah.
You put into the same boat ramp there at Garcia, just on the south side of the boat ramp. But it's one of the prettiest marsh areas I've been in this area.
Yeah.
We had a tournament on Garcia this past year. We did. That was on one of our events, and that's the first time I've ever been on it. I liked it. It was good. I think they have sprayed or something out there because a lot of the hydrilla was really dead, but still,
there was a lot of fish put up that day on Garcia for our tournament.
Not a lot of fish though, even though some of the hydrilla didn't look very good. Put up a lot of fish, and the wind was blowing like crazy. It was rough to stay positioned. So good.
That's something to keep in mind coming up on StickMarsh. If it's going to be a windy day, you guys know better than I do with the kayak. You have to be careful because it's still pretty open body of water, hard to hide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had some close calls out there with some anglers on StickMarsh. It gets can get rough real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it was the last. That wasn't the last tournament. It was tournament before last that we had an angler flip his kayak, and the FWC had to go out there and pull them out or something, I believe. Yeah. So overall, we want our anglers to be safe. We want them to have a good time. We want them to return to their families. But just watch out for the weather all the way around.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Well, thank y'all so much for coming on with us. Looking forward to next weekend. And Dan, don't be a stranger. Come around.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
All righty, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
And
Talk to you
Dave
soon.
Myers, shout out. Thanks, Dave Myers, for offering the board. Appreciate it.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys.
Went 52 minutes. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, for any changes to the launch times, we'll get that pushed out ASAP. We'll talk to the team and make sure you guys are informed, because Headwaters is an interesting spot. There's like one or two other places we fished where launch times haven't been adjusted, but generally across the board, we're never going to adjust it. We're going to stick with the same time throughout the whole year, but we'll keep you guys informed. I think, I don't know, my best educated guess is we give them at least 30 minutes, so 10 to 20 minutes to the right. Adjustment for next weekend probably should be good.
Yeah, we'll get we'll get with Chief, get him to approve our decision making here.
Yeah, it all depends.
If you haven't registered for the tournament yet, please go ahead and get registered. I think we have 6 registered so far. So if you haven't registered and you plan on doing it, go ahead and jump in, get on there. So that helps us out with, planning on, the payouts and all of that good stuff.
But yeah, appreciate y'all hopping on. If you have any questions, 111.5 inches. Are you talking about Headwaters, Frizzy?
I don't know. I tell you what, though, I wonder what it's going to end up being, because it's a 3-fish limit.
We're giving everybody all day.
And we're giving everybody all day. So hopefully everybody will get their limit.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a change.
Now, for me, I still haven't decided where I'm going to go.
Just go to Headwaters, Todd. Go enjoy the grass.
Yeah. I haven't decided if I want to go to Headwaters, if I'm going to go to StickMarsh. I like StickMarsh. It's easier to tool around in StickMarsh. Last time I was on Headwaters, I never made it out of the S Canal because it closed up on me whenever I decided to go that way.
Oh, yeah. All right, gentlemen and ladies. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Jump on board on the tournament. If you're going to fish, it's going to be a good one. Looking forward to it. Hopefully the weather will be good and we get to catch a lot of big fish. So, Sean, good to see you, my friend.
Yep. Have a good night.
Buddy.
Yep.
All right. Peace, y'all. Tight lines.
Later.
Later.